Now, it's been a couple of days, but we're back with some more F124 My Team career mode. This is round 15, Zandvoort, the Dutch Grand Prix, and we're now approaching the final 10 rounds and the climax, the end of the series, the end of F124, everything. Now, the previous episode, guys, will be on screen now in the top right. Go watch it. Before we jump into this one, the last one was Spa, a very interesting race, by the way, with a big shift on strategy. For this one, though, we're picking a new rival, and I'm going to go for Lewis Hamilton, because why not? Let's take on the fight and beat the man himself. Now, we return to the office. We have a season break on the way coming up very shortly. Before that, we have to renew our sponsorship with AI and Neon, so we're going to go ahead and get that taken care of. So we now arrive at that inverted commas season break, and this is now going to bring us into the final part of the season, of course, the final 10 rounds. And yeah, both championships at stake. Realistically, I think the drivers is probably the one that we're looking to retain. The constructors just seems a little bit out of reach, but you never know, things might change. I have a plan in mind. We're going to basically spend the rest of our budget in the next few races on maximizing the personnel department as much as possible to try and improve Ollie Behrman's chances of, being more of a threat. Also pairing up with activities, of course, as always, looking to try and hopefully improve his pace. Now, for this one, we are going to work on some upgrades. We're going to do a double chassis upgrade, one for the tyre wear and one for the weight reduction on the rear floor under tray. So those will hopefully arrive in due course. We receive a rotor speed upgrade, which is going to help our engine power, which is mainly focused on the next race in Monza. But either way, it's an upgrade nonetheless, and our car will be slightly revised and improved heading into this one. We also receive a upgrade from Ferrari for the engine as well. So a pretty heavily modified engine heading into this one as we have no rain forecast. Now the championship, let's talk about it. I mentioned before, both titles up for grabs, but the drivers looks more realistic. We're about 50 points away in the constructors, but it's a one-man fight. I don't really have any more in the tank to fight this. In the drivers, we've got a comfortable margin, over one race win on Charles Leclerc. The issue is, last race, we of course gave up some points, and the one before that, especially at Hungary, we really did suffer. So the last couple of rounds haven't exactly gone to plan. After winning, the two before that, we're on a bit of a hot and cold streak. Spain, Austria, Silverstone, Hungary, Spa. In terms of the upgrades, there's now a little bit of a gap that's formed just behind. You can see McLaren down to Alpine. So yeah, the formulas are kind of splitting again, Formula A, Formula B, and you've got the top teams and the bottom teams. Now we head into our practice runs on Friday, our race simulations, a bit of a lock up into the hairpin at turn 3, I believe it is. Either way, we push on with our runs, and actually now through this fast right-hander, we just get a wheel on the grass on entry and lose the rear, so a bit of a slide there. Luckily, we still managed to hit our lap time targets, and we finish up our race runs with 5 green laps in the good.
Okay, test complete, and that was a really good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that. Well done.
Now then, job done for practice. You can see tyre wear was looking very good. Tyre wear was the main important good thing about this one, because fuel burn was a bit higher than average, but you want to make sure you've got good tyre wear here. And to be fair, that's slightly skewed by that lap 4 when we had that slide, which I think may have increased our tyre wear a little bit. So yeah, you can see pace was pretty consistent. On average, got faster every lap if you exclude the scruffy 4th lap. Pace-wise, we were the top medium runner, P13, Behrman down in 19th on softs, but the field spread already indicates it's going to be a very close weekend. So we'll see how that translates to qualifying. But yeah, we've had a few short, close ones in the past. Hungary, of course, was especially close, and that may well be the case here this weekend. So yeah, you can see we picked up a few discounts in terms of other upgrades moving forward, but that is it for the weekend so far. We're now going to jump into qualifying and see what everybody's true pace is, sandbags off, and find exactly what the pecking order is heading into Zandvoort.
With partisan support that we rarely see anywhere else on the calendar, there is an incredible atmosphere at Zandvoort. We're setting the grid for the Dutch Grand Prix in qualifying.
Right then, here we go. Soft tyres on first run of the qualifying session. Of course, as always, fueled for 2 laps, so we can do a cool down and a second push after this one. Currently a quarter of a second up on Ocon in P9 in the Renault, but we've still got a bit more time to find, really, if you want to try and fight for the top positions. I don't really know what to expect around here. I think it could be just, a very close weekend in general. Making a way out of the last corner up to the line, running the lower line under the banking to try and avoid the bumps. And we do a 107.8. Go P6 ahead of the Audis, and yeah, just a fraction off Sainz in P4 as Hamilton does a 107.5, which is 3 tenths quicker than us, which gives us an idea how far off the top we are pace-wise. And then shortly after, Tsunoda goes even quicker with a 107.3. Then Russell does a 0.2, but Tsunoda highlighting that improved V-carb form. They're looking strong. They're looking stronger than Red Bull, and yeah, Yuki's looking extremely rapid around here, which is a big surprise. Anyway, we head on to our second lap. So again, we took a cool down, and you can see already finding lap time through the first sector. With a lock up into turn 3, but we managed to keep the speed up and get the rotation, and we're basically 2 turns up in sector 1. Now then, into sector 2, we're going to try and hopefully find some more lap time. This one is going to be entirely flat. We take it in 7th gear. Then this one also flat as well, just a downshift, but you keep the throttle fully pinned in 6th, then down to 4th as you look to try and open this one up to try and crucially get the run through this left onto the back straight, which is going to really, be important to get a good bit of traction here as you open DRS. Then on the anchors into the chicane, which feeds into the hairpin, and then another crucial traction zone here using the curb on the exit to get the power down ASAP. Last corner, 5th gear, avoid the inside curb, let the car rotate, and now keep a low, shallow line all the way through here to minimise the bumps. Use all the battery to the line, and this is going to be a 4/10 improvement to jump into P4 behind both of the V-carbs. So not just Tsunoda, Hülkenberg is just behind. So they are serious, they mean business, and they are putting Red Bull in their shadow. Now, Russell leads the way. Behrman is P9, which is very encouraging as well. So great to see from Ollie Behrman. He's a 10th quicker than me in the first sector, which is insane. So yeah, job done so far, but we're now going to head on to these final runs. Some other cars have improved elsewhere. So the issue now I had in this particular moment was traffic. I had a gap, but this Ferrari basically was pressuring me, and it was Leclerc, our main championship rival, making me uncomfortable and basically eat into that gap. So I was trying to find another little small bit of space on track, and I chose to go now, but definitely a suboptimal start to the lap in the middle of traffic here, not really getting the space of the run that I would have liked. Either way, lap underway, we're going to send it and see what happens. No. We just used the battery there to get out of the way of Sargent, and also more traffic on the way. But yeah, unfortunately, scruffy start to the lap. Turn 1, turn 3, game over. P9 in qualifying, Behrman P13. Look how close the field is, by the way. Top 14, less than 4 tenths. Both V-carbs looking rapid. Verstappen with a split in P5, Russell on pole, Hülkenberg 21 milliseconds off P1, our championship rival Leclerc P3, Tsunoda ends up in 7th place. But yeah, a very mixed up grid, and it just seems the pace is so tight, so even between all the top teams, and the margins in qualifying speak for themselves. So, job done. We're now going to jump into the race. Overtaking is difficult here, but we'll give it a shot. Either way, we've got work to do, so let's send it. In the main event, let's try and fight back.
For years, the people of Zandvoort fondly recalled the Grand Prix they used to hold, and then came along Max Verstappen. Across Europe, the Orange Army sold seats and seats and seats, and now they have their own Grand Prix. It is time for race day in the Netherlands. A lap of this short 2.6-mile Zandvoort circuit then features 14 corners, 10 to the right and 4 to the left, with a 678-metre main straight into turn 1, aka Tarzan Corner, which with DRS open will be the best overtaking opportunity on the track. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. What a qualifying yesterday for George Russell. He'll start today's race from pole position, and Nico Hülkenberg completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Verstappen, Norris, Fernando Alonso, Martinez, Sainz, Hamilton, Stroll, Behrman, Joe, Bottas, Albon, Gasly, Tsunoda, Ocon, Teo Porcher, Hauger, Sargent, and Sergio Perez completes our grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. Hello everyone, welcome to the commentary box. I'm Alex Shakes, and we say hello to Naomi Schiff. I love this moment in the weekend. Put us in their shoes right now. What are they feeling on the grid?
It's a very special time for the drivers. It's almost like everything around you slows down and you become hyper aware. So your nerves slightly go up, your adrenaline's going up. It's the perfect time to start focusing on your visualizations and preparing for the race. So you want to avoid distractions and really stay cool, calm, and focused.
Right, here we go. Time for the race. P8 on the grid. I don't know what to expect. Obviously, qualifying was a bit messy and definitely didn't feel like I put a perfect lap together, but I don't think pole was quite on the cards. It seems the field spread is extremely close here, so that may well carry into the race. Now, VCarb have been the genuine surprise. I mean, don't get me wrong, they've been improving over the last few rounds, but seeing them qualify so well here, they really look strong. The key thing for us, we are ahead of Hamilton, so we have to just now look ahead and look at Leclerc, who is, of course, our championship rival. Strategy for this one, we're going to start on softs and head on to mediums. That's what the game recommends. I'm happy to oblige. I think we might have tyre temp trouble on softs. That's what I predict to happen. But if we can manage, we should be okay. So we're going to knock the fuel down. We're going to go for 0.8 as always, and that should hopefully get us over the line. So we're going to jump in and see what happens. Either way, I think a podium is possible if we execute the race correctly. So let's get into it and let's see what happens. Struggling to get tyre temp in these tyres. The formation up is just very slow from the AI. I'm going to try and do a couple of burnouts just to get some rear tyre temp. That should do the trick. But yeah, we're going to see how this goes. Hopefully, we can get a good launch. And we'll take it from there. Everybody on softs by the look of it. Here we go. Dutch Grand Prix. Revs. Lights. And we're off. It's not my best start, but it's not my worst. I'm going to try and lunge on Norris, and we're going to dive bomb Alonso from way back, although we do lose a bit of momentum. Being quite tight on the curb. We've got Piastri and Leclerc duking it out ahead. I tried to go around the outside of Alonso there, but not enough momentum. Out front, Russell leads the way, still ahead of Hülkenberg, I believe. Look at this, Piastri, Leclerc still side by side, and Piastri gets in front, so Charles drops a place down to P4. Seems like you see the two leaders there are still running things out front. Keen to see if Tsunoda or Hülkenberg, whichever VCarb it is that's behind us, how they carve through the pack. For now though, we gain a place, we pass Norris, which is good. Hamilton's still behind, of course, our new rival. So all eyes on Leclerc. He's going to be our target for today's race. Looks like already we might catch back up to the front too, if we behave and race well. So we'll see how things pan out now that DRS will be enabled from the next lap. First off though, as always, straight line speed test. Let's see how we hold up relative to the AI, of course.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Seemed fairly okay. A little bit slow in the top end, but I think we'll be able to manage. Maybe got a touch more wing than some of the AI, so we're going to have to use that in the corners to be quick and effective. Bit of a gap opening actually here as these guys ahead are trying to get a move on, so we've got to try and stick with it here as much as possible. Little wheel in the gravel, got to try and avoid doing that. Of course, that cost us qualifying, so I've got to try and avoid, but you can see we're actually getting dropped. I'm pushing it here to try and hang on, but seems like these guys are really burning their batteries to try and attack each other. Just important that we stay in DRS for the pit straight. Luckily, if they really bunch up, they'll likely concertina up we're quite good through there. Sector 3, of course, our strongest sector in qualifying, so we can stick with them for the time being. More battling. Alonso's flashing, interestingly. This time, though, Leclerc does get ahead, so he's now going to take the reins. Front 2 also battling away. Leclerc 1095, good pace as he starts to pull us back to the front 2. This might well form back up here, and this could all become a battle for the win. We're so equally matched for pace, it's insane. Right, we've rejoined. This is now a multi-car battle for the win. Anyone can win this. The race will likely break at the pit phase when different strategies take place. I can feel myself starting to struggle. I feel like I might be overheating. I've just lost the RS there on Alonso. I'm not overheating yet, but I feel like I'm struggling with the left front, which is a surprise. I'm struggling this early. I've just got understeer. Leclerc's actually dropping Piastri a little bit and is pressuring the front 2, so Leclerc looks quick, which is bad news, of course, as he's our main championship rival. Just got to stick with the pack here. I think our race will come to us later on, especially on the medium. That'll be a better tyre for us to race on. Also, running in formation like this means it's basically impossible to get any form of overtaking. Unless the front 2 battle, nothing's going to happen. Right, Nico Hülkenberg is your new race leader. That V-carb is insane. We're approaching the pit phase now, and this race is going to start to get pretty crazy, I think.
Okay, be careful. We think you're going to start losing some tyre grip anytime now.
Oh, Russell off. Big mistake. Big moment. That's huge for the championship.
Okay, clear.
Suddenly, bit of a gap ahead. I don't think it's going to matter, but that was a massive moment all the way off into the gravel. Hamilton is now behind us somehow after all of that. So Norris has gone missing. Not sure, we'll have to get a replay up. Either way, we're P6 now, but we have lost DRS amongst all of that. I'm on the limit with the front left. In terms of just pace, I'm struggling with it. I've been trying to hang on this whole time, but we have been dropped out of DRS range. Looks like the front 2 are trying to break away. Hülkenberg pulling now Leclerc into P2, of course. But we need a big chicane here to stay in DRS. I think I might have just held on. Yes, we have. That was massive. Had to nail that, and we did. Luckily, we're strong in Sector 3. But we're going to have to use all our battery here to stick with these guys. As now Leclerc's going to take the lead of the race. Absolute worst possible timing. P3 to P1 in a lap. Genuinely, though, it is a bit mental how there's 7 different cars, different manufacturers, 7 different teams in the top 7. That's the level we're operating at right now. That's the level of Formula 1 in this career mode save. We're about to enter our in-lap. Hülkenberg has regained the lead and still has good pace. He's pulling us along. But now it's going to be the battle of the number 1 drivers versus the number 2 drivers. Some teams may still opt to box their number 1 even though they're behind, like Hamilton and Norris. And that could change the order here. Right, let's see. Wow, Alonso pits. I'm going to stay out. I'm going to stay out. I don't mind that. With DRS, we might be able to overcut him because we have a bit of a gap here to drive into. So if we use all of our battery now on this lap as Leclerc takes the lead, using all my battery, let's see who boxes, who stays out. Oh, wow. Okay, I'll go one more. Everyone's in. I want the clean air. We'll go again. We'll try something different. Let's try something different. We might lose out to Alonso, but we might beat some of those guys.
Ollie's in the pits. Ollie in the pits now.
We might beat some of those guys who boxed by going long. We've got the last pit box. We won't be held or stacking at all. We'll have a clean pit, whereas some of those guys might have traffic or get held. So this is going to be now our chance to overcut. We've almost dropped Signs. He'll be boxing with us, but he won't be a match. Also, we'll have fresher tyres at the end, which is going to help us. Slow it down to 60. Right, let's get to it then. Mediums, ready to go. We need that 2.2 pit stop. Let's see. Perfect. Pit exit is going to be decent as well.
Up to speed now, let's get some heat into those tyres.
Whoa, big snap as we aggressively rejoin. There's Sonoda, who's got himself in the mix. We are at the back of the queue again, but this time we've got a bit of a tyre offset. Looks like no one really got held in all of that. Leclerc still leads, but the key thing here now is that we have something to fight with. We've got fresher tyres, so we should be strong for the rest of this race. 2 lap fresher than Alonso, so we'll keep an eye out for him, who is now just behind Leclerc. The one who I can't spot is Hulkenberg. So Hulkenberg has had a slow stop, so he has missed out or lost out. So we have gained a position, but at the same time we've lost one to Hamilton. Look at this, Alonso, Leclerc battling through here. This is what I'm talking about now. We are going to be ready to strike. Just got to wait now for the right time. Alonso's going to go for it, to be fair. Norris might get involved. Leclerc might drop to third. Sonoda flying. I'm going to give him the pinch. It's going to take a lot to outbrake me into turn 1. Alonso now leads. Norris, Leclerc side by side. The AI now are starting to get aggressive here. Right, here we go. This is the closest I've been. Because I've got the fresh tyres, I can get the exits that I need. Let's try and get Hamilton. Here we go. Around the outside of turn 1. Lovely. That's 1. Great overtake. Hamilton tried to go up the inside there, but having none of that. Piastri goes purple and is now challenging for the race lead. Leclerc seems a bit slow in this stint and not as quick as before. Might have a chance. Verstappen here. Accidental upshift into the last corner, or the penultimate corner, but we've got the run. To the outside, Piastri runs in deep. Again, same mistake, but we just had to yield a little bit there, so Verstappen is still with us, but we're going to go around the outside. And we're going to try and get this at the banking. Verstappen's still there. Get on the battery now, and we're going to get that one done. And we're now P3. Leclerc, Alonso remain. Alonso on the oldest tyres here. So it could be a 1v1 fight versus Leclerc today. We can win this. Just going to wait a few laps until the end. Leclerc, Alonso are swapping every lap pretty much, or trying to, attack one another. I don't have a ton of pace in the reserve. I just have to make sure when I do commit to this, I get onto the back of Leclerc and I'm right there on the pitch straight to basically DRS past them both into turn 1 with a full charge. Okay, that wasn't ideal. Verstappen's managed to sneak alongside without braking, but that was a bit of a scary one. Hamilton now trying to go through. That inside curb just really unsettles the car through that left-hander, and then just lose all confidence on the exit in terms of traction. Looks like Hamilton's got through on Verstappen there. Oh, Leclerc. I thought it was Alonso for a bit. It's Leclerc who's gone. Oh my god, I can't believe it. I just kept slowing down.
Okay, you got front wing damage. This will have a major impact on performance unless you box for a new one.
I can't believe it. I just...
Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta's negative, which means you're going too fast. Reduce your pace.
I got boxed in and I just didn't know. I expected Leclerc to slow down at some point. I just didn't know when it was going to happen, and I couldn't get out of it because Hamilton was on my right side. Oh, that's frustrating. If the VSC lasts until the end of the lap, I'll box for a change of wing and mediums, and I'll just try and push to the end because we're going to fall through the field now with this damage. Please don't end. Please don't end. Just hold on for a bit.
Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until we get the green flags. VSC ending. Wait for the greens.
Well, I think that's going to be no points. I can't believe it. Leclerc DNFs. We had a golden opportunity to freaking get a win and outscore him by 25 points, but because of this damage, I don't think we're going to get anything out of this. This is an absolute disaster, basically. Simple as that. Look at this. 7.4. Yeah, we're going nowhere this race.
our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go.
Literally last bar Dennis Hauger. Yeah, that hasn't gone to plan. Had no fresh softs. Only had a used soft from the first stint. Let's see how many cars we get here. We'll use every bit of our charge. We're going to rapidly close in on the Audi at the front of the train. Again, we've got the grip and performance on this tyre, so we should be able to get past some of these guys quickly. But I just think it's too late for points. Unfortunately, we're too far. Signs on hards is P10 to target, but you can see he's about 3 corners up the road, so it's not going to happen. I'll try and get Bottas here, but it's not going to happen. We've got way more pace and grip. There you go. Alonso wins. He got that break. We're just too far. We're now going to catch this group, but there's no points on offer here. This group doesn't actually mean anything. Oh, what disaster. No points. That's 3 races now where it hasn't quite gone to plan. P9 Spa, P9 actually in the race before that. P4 in Spa, and now this. No points at all.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Has done it, and he takes the win.
It's one thing to put fast laps together, but to make these moves stick without losing too much time, that's real racecraft.
You can see them on their way out to the podium now. Aston Martin really are making waves in this sport, and what a special race this was to see them earn the top spot.
Well, there we go. Race done. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments, guys, on that incident. I mean, don't get me wrong. In the moment, it's hard because you think you can kind of like push or drive through a gap. But Leclerc just slowed down, I feel like. Not a brake check, just obviously a mechanical failure. And then part of me, just thought maybe he drives off the road. Also, I could have maybe just waited behind until he drove off, but I might have lost positions to like Hamilton, Verstappen, Tsunoda, whoever's in that train. I would have lost positions to everyone because I would have been boxed in. So I think it's a lose-lose. Either way, Alonso wins, Verstappen, Hamilton on the podium, Tsunoda from 17th to 4th around Zandvoort. Absolutely bonkers. And that RB is looking rapid. Hulkenberg with a bad stop, finishing P6, but he was looking good to win the race. And yeah, both McLarens in the top 8, but not great from them. Piastri only P7, of course. Piastri, Russell with driver errors as well. Behrman just out the points in P11. And to be fair, credit to him, not a million miles away in P11. So hopefully, once we improve the personnel department very soon, he'll be knocking on them points a bit more frequently. But the competition right now is fierce. Leclerc DNF, we get 17th, and that is your lot. So in the standings, yeah, luckily, it doesn't change things too much. But had we won that, it could have been a massive day in the office for us. Instead, the others close in, but we've still got a comfortable lead over Leclerc and Co, so we can take a sigh of relief, even though we've scored no points and we've still got a healthy margin. In the Constructors, though, we're losing ground and we're falling back. 69 points away from Mercedes, and yeah, I think we just can't contest in the Constructors because we don't have a second driver that is up there frequently enough. So, yeah, that's it, guys. Nothing more to add. Hopefully you enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe for more. On screen now, you're going to have the post-race fallout from that one, of course. I think we're going to be struggling to hit goals. There'll be some damage costs as well, and I don't think it's going to be the best day in the office all round. A bit of a scruffy one, all things considered. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I'll leave you for the next one. Hopefully you enjoyed. A massive shout out to my members. Check out the 2 videos on your screen if you want to see more content. And I'll see you next time. Take care. And let's go back from me. Ciao.